So you see this. Well, Jaina sees these two people that are standing guard outside of your ship, and they're just hanging out.
Yeah, Carrick, the Lawmaster didn't say anything about escorts, did they? Because there's two people hanging out in front of our ship.
Interesting. Do you know them?
Okay. No. I'm stay back here and cover me. I'm going to go in and talk to them.
Do they see us? That was a question.
For the GM.
As far as you as far as you can tell, no, they have not spotted you yet.
It's a busy hangar. Yeah. But
right,
anyway,
I'll try to stay just a bit out of sight if there's anything for me to kind of hide behind, but still watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Although, you're very large, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm wearing bright red.
There are little hidey holes, like pillars that you can hide behind that are fairly dense.
Sure.
So you can take cover behind one of those pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah. So I've got one hand on my. I have a drop knife. It's a melee weapon, so I've just got one hand on it as I approach these two potential miscreants. Okay.
All right. So as you walk towards them, they notice you. You can kind of tell as you walk closer to them, they were clearly kind of slacking off, and kind of came to attention and like saw you and were like, "Oh, okay," and said, and are just like being wary of you. But as you get closer, it's clear that you're like walking towards them. One of them calls into the ship, just like, "Hey, someone's here," and you come up to them. And what would you like to say?
Hey, this is my ship.
You're gonna have to talk to the boss. One of them says.
All right.
As he says that, a figure kind of emerges out of the ship, holding a little data pad, and he's a human. He's got a pretty scraggly beard, but like fairly well made. Like it's scraggly, but like he's cut it recently. And he says, "What do you want? I'm here to take possession of this vehicle."
Excuse me?
You heard me. I'm here to take possession of this vehicle. And he hands you the data pad, and it is from what you can tell, a warrant of repossession. And he says, I'm claiming rightful ownership of this vessel. And it does look kind of dubious to you, Jaina. Like it could be a valid thing, but you've never seen anything like this before.
I've motioned to Carrick to come forward at this point. Is it? Yeah, no, sorry. This is official council business. You cannot repossess this vessel even if you had authority, which you do not. So now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to... so I'm a major in the Federation drop forces, and no scraggly beard miscreant is going to take my ship. So I'm presencing this man.
All right, so you're going to have to do...
I'll approach as well.
You're going to have to do a check here, and it's going to be coercion, and it's willpower if you don't have that. So do you have coercion?
Yes, I do. I have 2 in coercion.
What's the dice pool on that?
So I have 2 yellows and a green.
Oh boy. So this is actually a hard one, and because you motioned over Dane or Carrick, like
he's
big.
He's big. He's scary.
I'm imposing.
He's very imposing. And
I'm making extra heavy footfalls too, like kind of.
This is one of those things where
slamming as I go.
You would say, "Can I get a boost die for this?" Because
I'm not saying we have a boost die for this.
Yes, you absolutely do have a boost die for this. This is absolutely relevant. And so let's see what you get. 3 successes and 1 advantage. Which means that you successfully invoke Caleris authority, and so continue your speech as if it's going.
Yeah, whether or not you have a valid warrant of reclamation, the ship is currently under Caleris business, and we cannot let you repossess it at this time. If you wish to bring this up, Lawmaster, I can't remember his name, but you can take it up with Lawmaster Aeonis. He's the mission, but also we need to get off the ship urgently. So please get your men and get out of our way. Thank you.
And he's just like, shit.
I have a badge. I flash in my badge.
He kind of like rounds up the two other guys and says, "I'm not dealing with the Caleris right now. I don't want to deal with bureaucrats. I'm just this reclamation is not worth it. Let's go to the next one." And so they all three leave and they go down towards the elevator and they just kind of book it. That as they walk away from you, like you can tell that they're just like walking normally, but they definitely speed up as they're walking away from you. So
nice.
You now have control of the cutter, so you can check it out and see what is there.
Yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the front, turn on all the switches. It's like, okay, seems fine, flyable. Carrot, do you want to know how to fly this thing, or do you just want me to handle it?
I'll motion in the negative. It's all you.
Okay, so yeah, I just start talking to the control tower, trying to get us cleared for departure.
And it's a very easy process. You are able to just say that you're Caleris, and they say, "Yep, you're good to go." And you're allowed to leave the hangar and fly off. I'm going to need to have one of you make an astrocartography check, which is astrocartography is like mapping space. Because, to give a little context, the world of Twilight, the universe of Twilight Imperium, all of the different planets and systems that are habitable, are connected on kind of like a web of space lanes. And you need kind of like the location to where you're going, and then superluminal travel allows you to fly where you need to go. But that's why Harule's Truce has been hard to find, because its coordinates were erased during the time of the Lazax, and so it's just kind of not been connected to the hyperlanes. And so now,
yeah, and also the Mahat Plateau is kind of far away.
It is. So I need one of you to make an astrocartography check to make sure that you can actually navigate there properly.
What's the skill?
It's intellect if you don't have astrocartography.
Well, I think we both have 2, so I don't think it much matters which of us makes it.
Okay, I'll try it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll open up the dice roll here, and we've got 2 of that and 2 of that. It's just an average. So 2 purple is an average check, so we'll see what happens. Wow. Success, but 1 threat. So the threat, as you're trying to do all the calculations in your head, your little weak human mind kind of just is like, oh my gosh, math. So much math. And you have to take a strain as a response. So just, Calvin, if you would, just track your strain, make sure that you are tracking that. Every character, if you're watching this, every character has a certain amount of strain value, and if you exceed that, you can't take actions until you are healed of some of that strain. And so it's either by resting or doing good things in combat, you can recover some strain. But it's really bad to max out your strain. Taking a little bit, it's okay. Taking a lot, very bad.
So I notice that she's a bit flustered by this. So can I attempt to use the inspiring rhetoric action that I have?
That is actually only a combat specific.
It's only in combat. Okay.
That is a combat specific skill. Yep. So every what Dane is referring to is on his character sheet, he has a little like cool ability that's inspiring rhetoric. He can like say some cool stuff, and then Jaina will be really excited and like recover strain. But that's a combat specific skill.
Got it.
So no, you can't do that right now. That's fine. So you are
Yeah, fly that ship real good.
You are flying it. You're flying it really well. And so who is actually flying? I think Jaina is doing the flying. Okay.
As far as this ship goes, I am at a complete loss.
So
what are you doing? What are you doing while I'm flying it?
I'm just sitting or leaning, just watching.
Okay.
So you could do
playing with my knives.
You could do a knowledge check if you'd like to, Dane, to figure out more information. Like you can do extra research on the planet or anything else that is doing that. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Okay, it's an intellect one, so you have 2 intellect, and it's an average check, and you learn absolutely nothing.
That's alright.
Hang on. I've been. Wait, no. Sorry, no. I thought because my character had been doing prior research, right? But I did not know about this planet, so there's no way I could have had prior knowledge. Okay, that's fine.
You would have figured out a little bit more. Like you're steering the ship, and honestly, like you've set the things in. You can try this as well, and we'll just do it again. See if we get anything different. Nope, nothing. Darn.
Okay. Have you ever been to the Mahat Plateau?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's unusual. Not many people have. But go on.
Not many people are members of the Argent Flight.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's true. Your whole people are. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sorry.
Quite alright. I thought you handled those thugs rather well, Major. By the way,
I don't actually think they were thugs. I think they were actually trying to repossess our ship, legally. But it's no. Thank you.
Either way,
the badge does have some usefulness. Thank you.
If it had been me, I think that we would have ended up mopping them off the floor at the end.
Ah, I see. I thought you meant that we wouldn't have gotten any. No, I mean, yeah, no. Look at you. You're imposing.
Carrick looks down at himself, kind of shrugs a little bit.
So, sorry, haven't met many members of the Argent Flight or the Shikrai. Don't get to spend that much time commingling with aliens when you're part of the Soul military. I mean, I haven't shot any Shikrai, if that's what you're wondering in your head.
I wasn't.
I haven't even shot at any Shikrai.
I wasn't wondering that, but that's good to know.
So as you had some nice conversation on the flight, and you get a warning. The ship kind of gives you a klaxon, says, "Warning, arrival imminent."
Okay.
And you can kind of feel the ship decelerate as its dampeners start to kick in as you're slowing down out of superluminal flight, and your viewports and sensors provide you with a closer impression. And so you can actually see that as you arrive into the system, that this tidally locked planet is something to behold. One side is completely lit by the sun, and the other side is completely in darkness. And you can kind of see right along the border of the planet, of the light and dark side, there is signs of civilization. You can just make out some lights that are on the dark side, and again, just to kind of give you a little hint, like this is what it looks like. There's just a little bit of lights that you can see of civilization, and you can only assume that some of it kind of comes up here as well, into the light side that you just can't see from orbit.
Does the ship have the capability to scan for ships?
Yes, it does. You'd need to do a mechanics check, which is another intellect skill.
Boy, we are really well suited for this task, aren't we?
So if you'd
That's
like
okay.
to, I can.
We're both smart cookies.
And again, nothing. So you're not able to really glean any good information out of the scans. You can tell that there's civilization down there, and that's about the extent of what you know right now.
Well, we should proceed cautiously either way.
I'm going to take us in. Any objections?
Nope.
Or suggestions? All right.
All right, so as you near the planet, you hear the static of a radio kind of pop on, and the ground control says, Soul Class Cutter, what is your business at Hurul's Truce?
Hi, yeah, we're from the council. We're investigating L1Z1X presence on this planet. Have you seen any evil death robots over?
And the voice says, Council business. Got it. You're cleared to land on in berth A. And that's all you get. And a little green light pops up and the radio cuts out.
Friendly.
And so
at least they let us land. All right, I'm taking us in.
You'll need to make an easy astrocartography check. So is that you don't have astrocartography? You just have intellect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just an easy one. So we'll do this really quick. And again, you manage to do a lot of math, so you have to take another strain as you're coming in, but you successfully bring the ship down, and you find the berth. They only have several guest berths on the planet. There's not a lot of visitors yet, so you can kind of see that it's a very small hangar system that they have.
Well.
Okay.
So you land and successfully with no problems, and
yeah. So as I bring the ship in, and the just like you feel it as it lands. I just leave it. I said, "Whew, that was a lot. I think I'll have that sandwich now."
Well, we are in one piece. You think Carrick is smiling at you, but you're not sure.
Yeah, is that a smile? I'm eating the sandwich. Is that a smile? I can't tell the species.
Carrick is a little taken aback, but nods.
No, I'm
Major.
It's okay. I'm just messing with you.
So
listen, have you had any contact? Sorry.
As you were coming in, you also noted that you could get a better view of the city that you're landing in, and it is about a 20-kilometer wide habitable band. So it's not. You can't really go very much further in one way or the other without dying, because it's either too hot or too cold. And it's very clear where those lines are. And you can see that in that stretch, there's a modeled city that you can tell was definitely built out of crashed spaceships. And it's just, you can tell that the core of it is still a spaceship, but it's definitely been expanded and built upon into a large city. Small, but long. It's 20 kilometers wide by pretty long. You can't actually tell how far both sides go.
What is the landscape of this planet like? Are we talking just rock or?
So you can kind of tell that the sun side is rocky, and you can't really tell much else. It's just very bright, almost to a point where it's hard to look at it. And the dark side, you can't tell at all. In the habitable band, there does seem to be a lake that you can see. It's kind of nearby the hangar as well. But apart from that, you can't really tell much else.
All right.
Okay.
So as you make your way out down the gangplank, the smell of rust and machine oil rises to meet you. It's definitely a backwoods sort of planet. But a sturdy Letnev officer in a crisp uniform stands before you, flanked by 3 subordinates in similar garb. The officer addresses you.
I cannot. I fail to hide the groan.
I pick up on this.
The officer addresses the both of you, her voice steady and businesslike. Welcome to Rules Truce. I am Captain Zarin of the Port Authority and report to Margrave Ortlov. As you can see, our humble port doesn't get many travelers from the shining center of the galaxy. What is your purpose for visiting Rules Truce?
I do salute the captain.
Council business.
And she awkwardly, she salutes back, out of habit, it seems.
I do want to clarify for the audience. This was not a respect thing. This was a let's get these let nerve bastards by surprise thing, because I don't think she know what a soul salute looks like.
Fair. All right.
But no. So Carrick started talking, so I'll let him.
I was very succinct. Council business.
Yeah, we're sent here to communicate with an agent of ours, and also to ascertain the existence of L1Z1X units in this system. So, question 1: have you seen any L1Z1X units in the system? Question 2: is there somebody that we can talk to? You mentioned a superior.
Yes, Margrave Ortlov is my superior, and there has been no L1Z1X that has landed in this port, and we keep a pretty strict eye on our skies. We are fairly wary of newcomers, so we would have seen anything if they came.
Okay, that's great, fantastic. So I guess we'll just turn around and go home.
Do I believe her? I guess that's. I'm kind of trying to suss out whether or not she's suspicious at all.
You could do a vigilance check to find out.
All right.
What's your vigilance?
Yellow, green, green.
Yeah. Ooh, yellow, green, green. Okay, so yellow, green, green, and she's pretty hard to read, so I'm gonna say 2, and we'll just go with that. You can't you pick up on some signals, but you can't really make any heads or tails of what that is.
All right. I'll remain wary for now.
All right.
Yeah.
And she is she's like, why do you need to be here? There's no L1Z1X here.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the other thing, Captain, is that we have a Kelleris agent on this planet that we need to contact. And if I raised my savant and I just transmit to her. So if you have any information about this individual, the council would much appreciate if you let us know. And if you don't know anything, could you refer us to your superior so that he can tell us who to speak to? Thank you.
And she looks at the pad, and she's, you've given me a code name. I was not aware of any Kelleris activity here, and it's frustrating to hear that this is happening without our approval. I don't know a cat's paw. Obviously, you're giving me a code name. What use is this to me?
Yeah, I understand that you're frustrated that your sovereignty is not being respected. I was not aware of this. I'm trying to to.
Why don't you do a charm check just to see if you can get through this?
Ooh, okay. Charming women. This is my favorite activity.
Presence. Or if you have charm, that would work.
No, I don't have charm, but I do have 3 presents.
3 presents?
So.
All right.
Yeah.
So dice roll, and you're probably gonna get a setback die up here because she's already kind of pissed that this is happening. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay.
Nice.
So you managed to successfully get Zarin on your side. She at least placate her with your apologies.
Yeah. So I no. So what I'm doing here is that I get the sense that she's not a fan of the whole bureaucracy thing, even though she's let her. So I was like, I do the whole bureaucrats thing, I hate it too when people don't tell me what the heck's going on in my jurisdiction. So yeah, But I'm talking to her. The subordinates are just, I guess, sort of standing there, just at attention all the time. That's what Letnev do.
So she says, well, in either way, you're permitted to enter. I just don't do anything stupid. And let us know if you are going to make a scene so that we can prepare accordingly.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Any scene making will be informed in advance, Captain. I have your complete information now, so thanks a lot.
And she just says, just kind of tightens down her uniform and walks away and just leaves the situation. And you have free access into the main area of the city.
Letnev. You know, I saw this was a Letnev planet on the logs, but it didn't actually hit me that it was going to be a Letnev planet until I saw the Letnev.
They're not unlike the Shikride, to be honest.
No, they're not. They're just a lot. There's history, okay? There's history.
So I have been made aware.
So as you leave the hangar and you walk into the main square that is there, you kind of see the signs for a trade market that is down a set of stairs that kind of goes down towards the lake area. And then there's another sign that points you towards the council chambers, which seems to be the largest spaceship building of the city. But now that you're actually here, you can tell that this city has definitely grown from the wreckage of ancient ships. And there are some people walking around. You can see a smattering of Letnev officers in pretty crisp uniforms. But you also see a Gashly kind of lumbering across the square in an opposite direction to kind of towards the trade markets. And you also see a couple Hylar, which are here. Actually, I should probably give you some people who are watching. So you see a couple Hylar, which are basically mechanical suits with some fish people inside, and they're kind of walking around, and you can kind of see a couple are making their way towards the lake area as well. And the Letnev kind of look like this. They're blue-skinned. They have white hair. Very like military style. And then Gashly, which are, for lack of a better term, suns in suits.
They're made of magma, basically.
Literally,
they're like
yes.
sentient lava, yeah.
Exactly. So they have, you see one of these kind of lumbering by, and that's what you see in this square, at least.
Okay, I have a feeling about that one. I'm like indicating the Gashly.
What sort of feeling?
Oh, I don't know. It's just sort of unusual to see Gashly anywhere. So there's one here. Could be our prison.
Cat's paw, huh? I look thoughtfully at the Gashly.
I'll tell you what, why don't I take the Gashly and you take the Hyla over there? It's definitely not any of these Letnev. Unless there's something the council hasn't told us.
Okay, so...
So here we can see Major Pradden's biases creeping into her mission work.
Alright, so Calvin, you're going to go towards the Gashly. Dean, you're going to go towards the Hylar, and you're separating, essentially, correct?
Well, first of all, is Dane fine with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems smart enough.
Okay, so
though, just to clarify real quick.
Sure.
Do we have any other information on this cat's paw at all?
You not much, no. You just know that the code name is Cat's Paw.
How frustrating.
Or as far as you know, the code name is Cat's Paw. The name says Cat's Paw. That's all you know.
All right.
So
I'll split off from Jaina.
Okay, so Jaina walks up towards the Gashly, and it doesn't take long for you to catch up as the suit moves fairly slowly. and as you approach, the Gashlight kind of turns its whole body and just looks at you.
Hi, Major Jana Pradhan, Calaris Council. Calaris of the Council. Hi, do you have a minute?
I have many minutes, but few for you.
Yes, that's very good. Well, I'm just wondering, I'm here on official council business. You're not with the council, are you?
No.
Okay. Don't suppose you know anyone who is, because we're looking for someone called Catspaw. I don't presume that's you, but I also don't see many Gashlight out in this anywhere, really.
There are many Gashlai at Harul's truce.
Oh, why? Oh, wait, no. Oh, right. Temperatures, it's super hot over there. You guys can get out of the suits. I get it. Okay. Have a great day. Sorry for bothering you. I would like to make one final check, though, to try and make sure he doesn't know anything.
So you question him further, and it seems that it takes a long time because he's talking pretty slowly, or we don't know. The gender is indeterminate with the suit. You get enough information that if you're interested in finding something, the trade market might be somewhere to look. There are some traders here from off-world, so you might find something there.
Okay, I goodbye bump the Gashlight by touching my rifle to his sleeve.
And it just kind of turns and continues. You get nothing else. And so you walk up towards the Hylar, Carrick, and the Hylar is just kind of taken aback, like.
Is it just one, or were there were multiple?
There's a couple, but you walk up to the closest one. Like, they're not walking together. It's just like there's a couple in this square, and you just walk up kind of to the closest one, and it kind of is taken aback, like we don't see many of you around here.
No, I suppose not. You aren't under any kind of duress, are you?
Why would you ask that question? That's such a strange question.
It's very funny.
Just answer it, though. Yes or no?
No. I'm on my way to work.
Fantastic. And I just turn around and walk away.
I caught the tail end of that. And I'm like, "Hi, how did that go?"
A very confused Hylar just kind of turns. It continues on its path and is just like, this is a very strange interaction.
Not our cat's paw.
Are you under duress? Imagine like a random person just walks up to you on the street. Sir, are you under duress?
Not just a random person, but like an 8-foot bird. Hyla are not big.
No, they are not.
No, they're extremely small.
Are you under duress? Kinda.
I am now.
So you both kind of meet back up, and I can share whatever you need to do. Oh my gosh!
I indicate to Carrick that the market is that way, and subtly try to drop to him that he should probably let not be so brusque with the thing. It's more like I totally see how you spoke to him. That was very assertive. But I indicate to him that the Gashlight mentioned that the market district might be good for us to find more information about this cat's paw. I also let him know my frustration that we are literally trying to find one person on an entire planet full of Letnev that I don't like, and we might be here for a while. Do you need anything to eat since we're going to this trade thing? It's kind of a long flight.
I'll be all right.
Okay, strong but stoic type. I know lots of you. Let's go.
So you walk towards the market sector, and it is adjacent to the lake and the harbor there. From what you can tell, that there are some pathways down into the lake, and it seems that like now that you're close to it, you can actually see that there are structures built underneath the water, and you can only assume that they're Hylar structures. And you're getting a better picture of this planet where the Gashlai are on the hot side of the planet. The Hylar have inhabited kind of the central area with the water, and the Letnev tend towards the darker side of the planet as well. And you don't see as many Letnev buildings, but Jaina would know that most Letnev like to live underground anyway. Mm-hmm. So as you get towards the trade sector, you see a very busy marketplace. There's 2 tall rows of buildings that flank a plaza filled with stalls overflowing with sample goods, food, and commodities. You hear deals in dozens of languages, and there's just dozens and dozens of people here of various species. You see a couple Gashlai lumbering their way through. You see a bunch of Letnev in casual clothing, as casual as they get for the Letnev. You also see Hylar kind of all over the place, but some of the merchants are Hakan even, and you see a couple other various species, but they're fewer and further between.
Are we about to start a big new scene?
And you can see that there's a weathered sign that says Surveyors Guild on a building. There's also a sign called The Hearth, which looks like a bustling restaurant of some sort. And a little bit down the road, you actually see some banners that are flying some colors that you might be familiar with. Both of you need to make a knowledge check, and just go ahead and do it on your own. And
knowledge is what again?
Intellect.
Intellect?
Yep.
Okay.
And it would be probably an easy one. This is a fairly known thing.
Okay.
Did you fail?
Oh, sorry. Wrong
Just
dice.
Flat.
Nothing.
Flat break even.
I got 2 successes.
So you would actually know that this is a fairly major Hakan house that the banners are flying. Like it's a fairly well-known like trading house.
Carrick is wearing a somewhat defeated look and just says, "This is impossible. We were given no information. We were greeted by supremely unhelpful people, and now we need to locate somebody that we cannot describe."
Oh, Carrick, it's okay. This is pretty standard when you're working with any form of military intelligence, which I'm sure, as you know, is an oxymoron.
He kind of screws up his face. I don't think he knows what you're talking about.
No. The Shikrai wouldn't. The Shikrai absolutely wouldn't. But when you're working with the soul, yeah. So I just I jostle him in the side with my elbow. Well, I assumed it was his side, but it's closer to his hip because he's gigantic. So I go, nah, I will be fine. Don't worry about it. Just follow my lead and try not to glower too much. Smile.
Carrick hits something on his side of his visor that pulls it down over his face.
You know I was joking, right? And I immediately lead him past some stalls and towards the Surveyors Guild as my first instinct that there'll be something there. And as I'm passing, I go, ooh, seafood. Wait, is that culturally insensitive? Because there's some Hylar passing.
I get it. That's funny, Carrick says.
I'm very funny.
So you walk into the Surveillance Guild, or that's
the idea.
So you kind of make your way.
Sorry,
into
1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute. Are we gonna start a whole new big scene? Because if so, I would like a short break.
Yes, let's do it. Let's break for a second, and if you're watching, we'll be right back.